Hi my friends, happy Easter. It's actually Sunday afternoon when I'm making this video, so I'm going to give you lots of information about Monday's jobs, and so you may want to grab a pencil. There's going to be a couple of things that are going to be a little bit different today, so you may just want to write down a few things. First and foremost, for your math meeting with me this morning, you will join in just a slightly different way. The tech people for Governor Wentworth keep changing how we need to schedule these and ask you to join them so that everybody is staying safe. So we're going to give it a try today, and hopefully it won't be too glitchy. Hopefully you'll still find it. So part of it will be the same, about 5 minutes before your scheduled meet, which is the same time as it was last week. About 5 minutes before that, something will pop up in Google Classroom for you, and it will tell you what your code word is. It will not be a link to click on, it will be a word. So it probably will be like Math 1, Math 2, or maybe 3H Math 1. I haven't actually created them yet. But it'll pop up for you 5 minutes before, just like it did last week. And then what you'll need to do is you'll need to go, and I'm going to turn this so that you can see. I know I've referred to this before. Hopefully you can see that as your waffle. But you'll need to go to your waffle and click on Meet. Let me put it back here. So Meet is this one down here, this sort of like green looking caption bubble. You'll click on it, and then it'll pop up when you click Join or Start a Meeting. You will write your code word in that box, the code word that I gave you. And it's only going to work once I have officially started that meet. So if you type it in and it says not active or not ready, then you just need to wait a minute and try it again in a minute, okay? So hopefully we'll be able to get all of our meets started and everybody in there today. So the jobs on your form today, we're going to keep trucking along with our biography work. Today and tomorrow and Wednesday, you're going to be doing your writing on paper and submitting it to me with a photo. So on your form today, there's the first spot is your biography work, and there's two videos in there. One is about what you actually are going to do today, which is going to be completing the 3 most important events of your person's life. And you can see I wrote a whole entire page about Roald Dahl. So there's a video that Mrs. Greeley made in there giving you just a little bit of guidance for how you will fill out the paper. And then the same video that I posted to you and that is still in the top of our classroom stream about taking a photo is in there too, because after you fill it out on paper, you need to take a photo of your work and send it to me in an email so I can see that you've done what you needed to do for today. So that is your, sorry, I'm just looking, that is your, the first job on your form. The second thing I put on your form was just to be sure, and I know some of you did this last week, to be sure that, number one, you could find your slideshow. So I emailed you last week with an invitation to edit your slideshow. It's named after the person that you are studying. And if you're all caught up, then you won't have anything really to do there. But if you have missed, we still have some people that don't have a notes page, a timeline page, and a Venn diagram page. All 3 of those should be into your slideshow now. And if you didn't complete them from last week's classroom work, we need to get those added in there. So depending on which one you might have missed, like last week on day 12 was the notes page. Last week on day 14, I believe, was the timeline page, and then on day 16 was the Venn diagram page. So depending on which one you're missing, you're going to need to go back into Google Classroom and find the slide that is the one you're missing. Okay, I also added some contribution slides to that, but you don't need to do anything with those today. Those will be for a little bit later this week. So those are the first 2 jobs on your form: to complete the 3 most important events and to make sure that your slideshow is complete so far. And then underneath that, it asks you about Raz Kids. So we're gonna continue with Raz Kids, but we're gonna do it a little bit less. I'm going to assign you 2 books with open responses that will be in there, and you can work on those at any point this week. So by the end of the week, you need to have completed those 2 books in there. But it's kind of up to you when you want to do that. So Monday's going to be kind of rainy. Maybe you want to get a little jump start on it and do a whole book on Monday and then not work on one on Tuesday, and that's okay. The form actually has some different choices. It says I started a book, I completed a book, or I didn't work on a book today. Okay, and that's okay. If you want to give yourself a day off of RAS, that's okay. But by the end of the week, by Friday, both of those books need to be completed in RAS Kids. The next job on your form is a spelling video that Mrs. Greeley made. You'll need to type the words that she talks about in the video into the form. Some of you are still, in that spot, like, did you do your spelling? You just write to me, yes. That's not really what the expectation is. The expectation is that as you watch the video, you keep track of the words that she asks you to write and mark up, and then you type those words into the form. And then next, we are starting a new module in math. As you know, you worked on your end of module assessments last week. Still a couple of people that have some parts outstanding from that, but over and all, you guys really did a nice job on those. So we're starting a new module in Zearn. You are now in Mission 5 for Zearn, which is fractions. And this is a little bit different than we had planned. Originally, we thought we would go to Module 7 next, and so in your folder, you had Mission 7, but we're not going to be doing Mission 7 right now. We're going to be working on Mission 5. So you don't have the paperwork for that. And I've gone through the first 4 lessons so far, and there's really very little that you need to write down. I will be assigning you some exit tickets to complete a little bit later in this week, but there isn't one for today, not for Monday. So you need to go through the whole lesson in Zearn. Lesson 1 has number gym with, let's see, I spent about an hour and a half yesterday going through the first 4 lessons. So number gym, building numbers with 10s and 1s. Then you have Discovery Canyon, which asks you to do a little addition with regrouping. The lesson part is a math chat, and it's going to ask you to get your paper where it has a strip that you can cut out. You don't have that paper, so you have a couple of choices. If you have a ruler at home and you want to measure yourself, it asks you to have a 12 centimeter strip of paper. If you have a ruler and you want to cut yourself a strip that's 12 centimeters long, then you can follow along with the lesson that way. But if you don't, which I didn't when I went through them, they're going to show you on the screen what to do with the paper anyway, and you can just click along and follow along with the lesson. So there isn't anything that you need to write down for lesson 1. And then the lesson concludes with the Tower of Power. So you need to complete all 4 parts to be finished with that lesson, but there isn't anything that you need to write down or show me from the lesson. And then finally you have reflex, getting your circle green. Lots of you guys are making really good progress with your fact fluency and reflex, and I'm proud of you for that. So a lot going on today, a lot going on this week. We're going to be working hard on those biography projects so that we can have a slideshow and give a speech and record a speech that our classmates can hear. So we'll be working hard on that until the end of next week. I did put on Google Classroom the calendar that tells what the jobs are on the biography each day this week, and I also put up a picture of my part of my page so that you could see it. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys at your math meet, and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, bye.